A potter's wheel at work in Niger State, north-central Nigeria. Pottery is one of the many ancient crafts engaged in by indigenes of Niger State. These crafts, like the Nok culture's terracotta figurines and statues, the Igbo bronze work and terracottas, the bronze works of Ile-Ife, as well as the Benin and Oka wood carvings, date back to ancient times. Much of the Nigerian population is still involved in arts and crafts, and these account for production base of the country's artisanal products.
There are products that may be functional or strictly decorative, and for example, like furniture, like sculptures, clothing, jewelry, household, and whatever.
Artisanal products are mainly the products that have to do with the creation, production, and commercialization of products which are intangible or tangible, but have cultural and commercial in nature. It has to do with production of these goods using your hands and traditional methods. They date back to as far back as AD 1000, and they range from pottery, carvings, graphics, textiles, leather.
These products, they cover things like garments, things like shoes, things like handcrafted shoes, handcrafted shea butter, things like arts and crafts, things like bronze work, metal works, glass works, even services in the area of garden designers, for instance.
Producers of these artisanal works span the length and breadth of the country. Many of them get raw materials from wastes.
Nigeria, the giant of Africa, a country whose greatness is not only felt in size and human capacity, but in rich endowment. Lots of natural resources abound in Nigeria. They range from mineral to agricultural resources. From the huge coal deposits in the east to the rich cocoa endowments in the west, the mineral resources in the north, and rich palm oil in the south.
There's a lot of places to make money in this country. I keep on saying that even if you focus only on areas where we have competitive advantage, you will make money. If you look at agric or agric businesses or agri-light industry, there's a lot of money to be made there. Today we only produce 2% of the sugar we consume in this country. There's opportunity for people to invest in that sector. We're importing rice when actually we have all the produce in this country. We have 33 solid minerals. You have opportunity for mining, exploration, to export some of these things and actually to process them.
The bulk of these resources remain largely unexplored, no thanks to the oil boom. Fact is, they are in high demand outside the shores of the country and could constitute a major revenue earner for Nigeria.
The world today wants iron ore. The world wants gold. The world wants coal, and we have all this in abundance quantity.
The federal government sees these untapped potentialities in the non-oil sector. It has put several incentives in place to grow this critical sector of the Nigerian economy. One of its major interventions is the Export Expansion Grant, which has helped boost non-oil exports from Nigeria to other parts of the world.
EEG, as it is today, as far as Bolawole is concerned, we consider it as a lifesaver.
But this is just a tip of the iceberg, as government remains unrelenting in its non-oil export promotion efforts. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council (NEPC) supports the government's non-oil export growth drive. It not only provides a conducive environment for non-oil exports to thrive, but has gone a step further to ensure annual dialogue between policymakers, the private sector, and the international community. This is through the Nigerian Non-Oil Export Conference Exhibition and Awards, NNECEA.
Principally to encourage our exporters. Sometimes the terrain can be very, like every other business, sometimes the terrain can be very stormy. We continue to encourage them, we bring them together like this, we talk to them, we advise them, and we also inform them of new techniques and new methods and the new quarrels and new fightings abroad. But then, more so that we provide more new trade information to them.
From being a mere roundtable conference, it has metamorphosed into a national event, which we call NNECEA, that is National Export Conference, Exhibition and Awards. Why is it called that? It's because it's always in three components. The first component will be the conference proper, where a lot of issues will be discussed. And then it has an exhibition component, where exporters will exhibit their various products for those who are participants at the conference to see and appreciate. And then, of course, the talk segment is the awards night. We call it Presidential Awards Night, where exporters who have distinguished themselves in the previous year will be recognized.
In the last 2 years, stakeholders in the Nigerian non-oil industry have met at this event in Abuja, the Nigerian capital, to deliberate on issues bordering on trade policies, export incentives, and challenges facing the development of the non-oil sector.